Today, Christoph Bauer will be testing a pioneer of safety and engine technology, the Mercedes-Benz 220 SEB, popularly known as the Big Tail Fin. The official name of this series, introduced in 1959, is W111. The most innovative model in the series shines with its elaborate fuel injection system. The Mercedes 220 SEB wrote automotive history, says Christoph. The Big Tail Fin was the first sedan in the world made in large numbers with a four-stroke fuel injection engine. Mercedes had already been using this highly innovative and extremely efficient technology since the end of the 1950s, but only in very expensive, small edition exotic models. In 1954, the legendary super sports car, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, became the first series-produced car with a four-stroke and a fuel-injected engine. That meant more power and cleaner exhaust from less fuel. Statesmen began profiting from the new technology in 1957. The last model of the 300D, the Adenauer, had suction fuel injection. But these luxury vehicles, like the fuel injection Ponton 220 SE, built for just 2 years, were available only in small numbers. The gasoline injection system went under the hood of the top model of the W111 series in 1959, says Christoph. The W111s were state-of-the-art cars and the basis for almost all Mercedes vehicles for almost 10 years. To show what this new development could do, Mercedes sent the seemingly staid premium sedan onto the toughest racetracks and rally routes in the world. In 1960, race car driver Walter Schock won the prestigious Monte Carlo Rally and the European Touring Car Championship with a 220 SEB. The sedan won the Touring Car Grand Prix of Argentina in 1961, and with a woman at the wheel also in 1962. Evie Rosqvist of Sweden left all the men in the dust. And in 1963, it triumphed at the 6-hour race on the Nürburgring. A seemingly stolid sedan that won prize after prize, says Christoph, was solid proof of the 220 SEB's technological superiority. Thanks to fuel injection, the engine responds immediately, and the power is truly impressive. The car is very fast, but absolutely under control and reliable. For long-distance races, handling and the quality and balance of the engine are crucial, and the Big Tail Fin has smooth, extremely precise power steering. The suspension is comfortable, yet quite sporty. Mercedes calls this active safety. The interior is built for safety too, says Christoph. For example, with the padded steering wheel and this baffle plate, padded dashboard, recessed knobs and switches, some of them made of flexible plastic. Christoph particularly admires the V-pin lock, which keeps the doors from popping open on their own in an accident. Our car tester says Mercedes engineer Bela Barini invented the principle of passive safety with this car. Visually, the car was oriented toward the extremely popular American design with a big panorama windshield and a tail fin, though an understated one in comparison with U.S. cars. With Mercedes, the tail fin was not designed for design's sake. Oh no, says Christoph. Mercedes called this feature the Peilstege, or line of orientation, and said it helped you parallel park. Well-calculated technology. With the Big Tail Fin, Mercedes head designer Karl Wilfert created a clean-lined, timelessly elegant standard chassis that was used in 3 series of vehicles. The vertical bar display speedometer was standard. Starting in 1962, the 220 SEB offered an optional automatic transmission that harmonized beautifully with the 120 horsepower engine. Standard under the W11's hood was a 6-cylinder, 2.2-liter engine, and only in this model, the SEB, there is a well-designed mechanical fuel injection system that ensures that each of the 6 cylinders receives a finely atomized mixture of gasoline and air in just the amount it needs at the moment. That's much more effective than a normal carburetor engine, in which the same amount of fuel is aspirated with every stroke of the piston, whether you're flooring it or just cruising along. Of course, that engine can no longer be considered a fuel thrift miracle by today's standards. If driven aggressively, the 120 horsepower short-stroke engine will burn 14 liters or more per 100 kilometers. But it can do 172 kilometers an hour and has a powerful, sonorous sound. The 220 SEB sets high standards. Technically, the sedan was among the best cars of its time. It was continually improved and remained in production for 6 years. Christoph says the 220 SEB revolutionized automotive safety, which can be credited to a visionary genius, Bela Barini. It's incredible how much this man invented. The crumple zone, side impact protection, the safe passenger cell, the multi-piece collapsible steering column, and so forth. This genius held 2,500 patents. Barini is also considered the inventor of the intensive crash test. He set cars up ramps, simulated rollovers, and meticulously tested every safety feature using dummies. The result? A real automotive engineer's car. The Mercedes tail fin really sets standards, Christoph says. Its safety concept with a crumple zone and reinforced passenger compartment have become fundamental features of car construction. Almost 300,000 W111s were sold, 66,000 of them as 220 SEBs with trailblazing fuel injection. That's the technological standard today. You rarely find a car that combines so many innovations. So the Mercedes 220 SEB is truly a milestone of automotive history. Thanks to the tail fin, Mercedes-Benz built the safest cars of the 1960s, a reputation the brand still profits from today.